Hello everyone, today I have a fun and bright tutorial to share with you, and this is actually based on the YSL Spring 2011 look. I know, spring's long gone and summer's in full swing, but I really wanted to show you guys this look because I'm absolutely in love with the campaign ad. I clearly do not have similar features to the model, but I just took the same products and interpreted the look to my own facial features. I'll list all the products below in the description box attached to my blog, as well as all the other information about my nails and my contact lenses. Now, I do want to mention that some of these items that I used in today's tutorial are limited edition pieces, but most of the products that I used are permanent, and I did that intentionally because just in case you did want to purchase any of these products, you could go out and still find them. Now, without any further ado, let's get on with the tutorial. Today I'm going to start with my Teint Resist in number 6. You can use a brush with this foundation if you like. I personally like to smooth this foundation out with my fingers. If you have any dry patches on your face, this foundation will accentuate them. So this foundation is actually best for those with oily skin. It provides sheer to medium coverage, but more along the sheer side. I don't really find that this foundation builds up as well as others like Dior Forever. But this is undoubtedly one of my favorite foundations to use during the summer, and on my skin it does last for most of the day. I do highly recommend this foundation though, so if you have oily skin, this is one of the first that you should try. My sister, who is very oily and acne prone, loves this foundation. Now I'm going to set my foundation with my semi-loose powder in number 2. I probably could use number 3, but number 2 is good for all year round. It works when I'm tan, when I'm light. And don't forget that even though this powder looks like a compact, it is a loose powder, so the coverage is very, very sheer. Now time for my brows. I'm going to be using Giorgio Armani's number 2 brow pencil. My brows are rather fair, so I can use whatever powder or pencil to fill mine in. My brows aren't shaped quite like hers. Her brows are thickest at the center, but I really don't like that look on my brows, so you can imitate that if you would like, but I'm just going to leave my brows as they are. Now that the brows are complete, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden to prime my eyes. And now that that first step is complete, we shall get started with the eyes. Today I'm going to start with not an eye pencil, but a lip pencil. This is the YSL number 3 lip pencil. And starting at the end of my lid here, I'm just going to draw a straight line up. This is going to act as a pink base for our eyeshadow. And this line doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be blending it out. And now I'm going to take my number 6 single eyeshadow on a large shader brush, and I'm going to apply that right along the lid underneath the pink lip liner. Now that's complete, I'm going to add a little extra liner very close to the end of my eyelid here. And stay very close along your lid line until you pass the top of your pupil. Now I'm going to take my favorite hot pink blush. This is the YSL Creme de Blush in number 5. And using a large shader brush, I'm just going to tap this along where we applied the hot pink lip liner. And I'm going to start pulling up just along that line. And now I'm going to take my ring finger and start blending upward toward the brow bone. I'm pulling the color highest up at the front of my brow ridge, right between the inner corner of my eye and the front edge of my iris. I'm going to head back in with my fawn pink eyeshadow just one more time. Make sure to add it right along the inner corner and pop it just outside the crease. You can even push it up toward your brow bone if you like. Now I'm going to take the number 12 Solo eyeshadow and place it right along the first half of my lower lash line. I'm going to place it right along the inner corner just to give me some little extra depth and slightly sculpt the brow and nose ridge here. And using the same highlight color, we're going to pop it right along the brow bone. And now that's complete, we're going to start with the eyeliner, which is actually my favorite part of the look. I'm going to begin with the number 2 waterproof pencil, and this is in brown. I'm going to gently tug at the inner corner to line this little pocket of skin right here. And while you're lining, make sure you do not line the waterline, but right along the lash line. Now I'm lining my upper lash line, generously in the inner corner, and thinner as it gets to the top of the pupil. Now we're going to wing out the eye, so you want the liner to meet the end of your lid right where you place the pink. Pull the liner back in. Now I'm going to take the YSL black pencil. This isn't the waterproof pencil, just the standard. I'm going to leave the brown color as is along half of the lash lines. And I'm going to take the black and cover the outer half of my lash lines. This provides some more depth. Now I'm going to take this pencil right along the edge of the eye, and you're going to extend straight outward. And if you're not too comfortable with creating your own freehand flick, just go ahead and take the other end, which has a smudger, and pull that line straight out. Once you smudge this line, make sure the end of the tail is still nice and dark. And now that we've coated the outer half of the eye with black pencil, I'm going to go ahead and line my upper lash line, which is the pink skin right underneath your lashes. Now that the eyeliner look is complete, we're going to take the cream blush one more time, and I'm going to place it right along the outer half of the lower lash line. Now the look is almost complete. I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply 3 coats of YSL's Singular Waterproof Mascara. This is their newest release and I absolutely adore it. The Singular Original does really well for my lashes, but the waterproof formula definitely improves the curl hold, and for me that's very important because my lashes are very straight. And now that the mascara is on, our look's complete. Now it's time to finish the rest of the face. I'm going to add a touch of cream blush. This is the number 2. It's a lovely powdery rose color. I'm just going to take it on my finger and dab it right along the cheekbone. I'm going to pull it in just a bit and continue to spread it out. Now the model does have a slight contour right along the hollow of the cheek, so I'm going to take some Benefit Hoola and a pointed face brush and pop that right along the hollow. Now for the last item for the cheeks, this is the Celebration highlighter and it's a lovely silvery peach. I'm going to just take the edge of the angled face brush and pop that right along the tops of the cheekbone. And last but not least, for the lips, I will be using the Rouge Volupté in Opera Rose. This is number 29. I'm first going to apply one sheer layer. And then I'm going to take that same number 3 lip pencil and gently rim my lips. Now you can take any lip brush, but today I'm going to be using an angled brush. And I'm going to be blending the lip liner and the lipstick together. And lastly, I'm going to take the number 2 cream blush and pop it right along the center of the lips, just to add a little bit of interesting dimension. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and found it somewhat helpful. If you think wearing pink on the eyes and the lips is too much for you, you can always wear a nude lip. Also, if you have any further questions about the products that I used, feel free to go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!